High School. Not only will we meet and interview the graduates, we'll also meet their families. So join us now for the next few minutes as we talk with the honor graduates for this graduating class.
Proud to have with us today Tracy Moore. Tracy is an honor graduate which has a 93.96 average, an outstanding average, and certainly qualifies her to be an honor graduate for the 1990 class. Tracy, tell us something about yourself.
My name is Tracy Moore, and this is my mother, Norma Moore, and this is my father, Tony Moore.
Good. Outstanding. You got that right, didn't you?
I got that right.
Well, Tracy, I know that you have plans after high school to go to college. Where do you plan to go?
I plan to go to LBW this summer and take 2 courses, Western Civilization and English, and then in the fall I plan to attend Auburn and major in early childhood education with an emphasis in business and fashion merchandising.
Seems as though that you have your career plans laid out exactly like you want.
Yes, sir.
That's outstanding. Who influenced those plans for you?
Well, basically me. I've always wanted to go to Auburn, and I love little children, and I love fashion, so I picked my career myself. My mother might have had a little influence being a home ec teacher.
I was wondering that. And that brings up another question. As far as in your high school career here at Off High School, who possibly has influenced you outside of your family?
Outside of my family?
Maybe not necessarily in school, but someone else in your family. I mean, your immediate mother and father.
Well, basically all my families encouraged me to make good grades, but especially my mother and father.
I know it's an honor for you to be an honor graduate. It's a special thing that, only 10% of your class have this honor. As far as we have 12 honor graduates this year and about 120 graduates. That's an outstanding academic achievement for you. I know it's going to be a challenge for you at Auburn, and hopefully you'll be on the dean's list there too.
I hope so.
What do you think, and this is a question for Mr. Pyron, benefit, what would you think possibly, and it's a loaded question, that we might do differently here at Opp High School that would benefit other students as yourself as far as coming along in the 4 years of high school life?
I would encourage students to take the harder courses and push themselves to make good grades, because I think it'll better prepare them for their career and for life. So I would encourage them to go that extra mile and make the better
sometimes
grades.
it takes a lot of studying, doesn't it, Tracy?
Yes.
In conference with your mom, I know a lot of times you spend a lot of hours, but it's been worth it in the fact that now you have something to be proud of, in the fact that you have a 93 average overall, which a lot of people can't say.
Yes, sir.
And we're proud of you.
Thank you.
And I thank you for being on the program along with your mother and father tonight. And I know this, they're going to be proud of you, and they look forward to your success as well as us at Opp High School. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have another honored graduate tonight, and her name is?
April Scott.
And your family?
And this is my mother, Denise Scott.
Certainly a pleasure to have you all with us tonight on Meet the Honor Graduates. It's the first in its essence. April, since you've introduced your family, maybe you'd like to tell us something about the background as far as in Opp. You've lived in Opp all your life?
Yes.
Gone to Opp High School, Opp Middle School, and South Highland. So you're certainly, as we might say, a homegrown child.
Right.
I know your mom has influenced you through your 12 years of school life, but who else maybe have influenced you as far as being an honor graduate?
Most of all, my grandparents, because my grandfather is really big on education, and he's been the biggest influence in my life about my education.
I'm sure he'll take that dearly too.
Yes.
What's your career plans after high school?
I want to, first of all, I'm going to Enterprise Junior College, and in the fall of '91, I'm going to Auburn University. And
Majoring?
right now, speech pathology and audiology.
I understand. We might also mention that you have a scholarship to Enterprise State Junior College, and that is a academic scholarship.
Right. Academic scholarship.
You know, you have a 92.24 average, which is difficult to obtain, and it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of study, I know, in cases like myself, certainly a lot more study than knowledge, I would think. But one thing I would like to ask you, as far as the courses you've taken at Opp High School, what are some of these courses that you think has prepared you for your educational endeavors?
Mostly like when I was a junior, I took AP English, and I know that's going to help me a lot. And I've taken advanced English every year besides the AP. And the upper maths like trig and chemistry and all the more advanced classes will help me a lot, I know.
April, if you had 4 years to go over again, what would you do differently if you had anything to do different?
I would probably study even harder than I did. Try to strive to do even better than I did, because I know I could have done better.
April, you're a very talented young lady as far as academics, and we look forward to hearing good things from you and from Enterprise and to your future endeavors. We just hope that the best for you and your family. Thank you for being on the program.
Thank you.
Another honor graduate, Rhonda Barr. Rhonda, welcome to the program tonight, and tell us about yourself and your family.
This is my mother, Jean Barr, and my father, Donaldson Barr.
Okay, Rhonda has a scholarship, and she's going to the University of Alabama. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
What are your career plans?
Right now, I'm planning on majoring in fashion retailing, and possibly if it doesn't take too long, I may get a major in marketing too, so I'll have extra background.
You only have a 96.53 average, which is sort of good, and that proves to me that you have a lot of academic ability and a lot of drive and inspiration as far as working ability. And you know, in college, University of Alabama is going to take a lot of work. I know also that you work very diligently on the annual staff this year.
Yes, sir.
And I know it's been a highlight in your life as far as the yearbook itself and the outstanding yearbook that we had this year. A lot of credit goes to you in this aspect.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it being the principal of high school that you worked so hard on it. Next of all, tell me something about the school life here at Off High School that might have influenced you, or some things that you would have liked to have taken, or maybe some things that you may change if you had the opportunity.
Well, I think the curriculum at the high school, offers enough variety for everyone, and we don't have as many classes as some of the bigger schools, but I think we have an outstanding curriculum considering the size of the school, and the teachers are excellent. And it's been all the classes have been a challenge, and especially the AP English classes. That's my favorite class, and I think I've learned the most out of English from my 2 AP classes I've taken the past 2 years.
And certainly you'll be prepared when you hit college.
Exactly. If I can tackle Miss Lucas, I can tackle anything.
What, in my benefit, Rhonda, if there was something that you might change about Off High School as far as our school life, or maybe something that might benefit the students in a different manner, what would you change? That's a loaded question.
That is. I think our school, we have a lot more than other schools have, and we should be proud of what we have. There's really no room to complain. Like this year we get to wear shorts. That's a big milestone. I never thought I'd see that happen. And several, we just have a lot more
Honestly,
freedom.
nor did I.
A lot more freedom than some other schools that I've heard about. And I really think that our high school is, excellent. And I really see no major, room for change.
Rhonda, it's been a pleasure having you working in the office as well. I might point that out because you are certainly an outstanding office assistant, as well as the other endeavors that you do and the extracurricular activities. Along with that, keeping your 96 point average is outstanding, and we look forward to hearing of great things from you.
Okay.
And maybe in the business field or whatever endeavor you mentioned earlier. We hope the best for you and your family.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure to have with us this next honor graduate, and that being the only young man on our 12 honor graduates. And tonight we are glad to have with us Jake Donaldson. Jake, how about telling us who your family is?
This is my mother, Bernice Donaldson, and my father, Mac Donaldson.
Jake, as I pointed out, you're the only young man on the 12 that have been selected as honor graduates by the fact of your 90 or above average, and certainly we're pleased with that. Kind of wondering why we don't have some more, but it's even a greater tribute to you in the fact that all the extracurricular activities you're involved in. Maybe you'd like to discuss some things what you have been doing for the last 4 years at Alpine High School as far
Well,
as extracurricular?
For 3 years, I played football, varsity football, and 3 years I've also played baseball. And that's about all the extracurricular.
Well, that takes a lot of your personal time. And as far as studying habits, undoubtedly you must have good studying habits with a 94 average overall, 94.36 that is. Who influences you most as far as your academics?
I guess that'd have to be my mother here, 'cause
Does she stay on you about the books? Yes.
she pretty much stays on me about them. She stays on me about when I need to be studying and staying at home.
Well, I can understand the fact that, first of all, what is your career plans? Where you plan to go to college?
I want to go to college at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and I'm majoring in pharmacy.
Outstanding. And you already have a sister at the University of Alabama.
Yes.
So I'm sure Mom knows what its requirement, or Dad as well, the requirement it takes at the University of Alabama, and that's why those good grades have been pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, I'm sure. As your 4 years of school life here at Lock High School, I know that in playing sports, as you have mentioned to us, you also had to take some tough courses. What maybe is some of the courses that have benefited you as far as your overall academic average, as far as preparing you for college?
Well, I've taken physics and chemistry, and in the math curriculum I've taken Algebra 2 and trig, and Algebra 1 in geometry, and I guess world history, American history.
You feel like those are college prep courses that possibly will help you as far as your endeavor?
Yes.
All right, let me ask you one more question, and this is kind of a loaded question somewhat, Jay. Why do you feel that you have been successful academically when others do not?
I'm not sure. It's basically you learn how to apply. It's not really studying that much. If you learn how to take in the information as it's being given to you, you can succeed in it. But it's mainly how you take in the information. I wouldn't say it was a studying that much.
Do you feel like this came about at an early age, or after you got to the high school level?
Early age.
And you just stayed with it?
Yes.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you put that importance on education as far as academics, because along with sports, a lot of times our time gets too valuable and we let the academics go aside. It's a shame we only have one young man on the 12, but maybe in the future we'll have more, because of people like yourself that have put forth that effort. And as someone looking up to you, as that, you know, you can play sports as well as do well in academics, which is now a requirement, actually. Thank you again for being on the program with us tonight, and for your mom and your dad for the importance they put in your life. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Well, is our next honor graduate, and I'll let her introduce herself and her family.
My name's Amy Williams, and this is my mother, Judy Williams, and my father, Ray Williams.
Amy, it's a pleasure to have you on the program tonight, and with a 92.21 average, I know that you're proud to be an honor graduate. It's taken a lot of hard work and dedication as far as your academic ability. Tell us about your plans after graduation.
Well, right now I'm planning to attend Auburn University starting summer, the summer quarter, and then I'll probably end up transferring to Emory and majoring in pre-med and becoming an agent.
I'm going to ask this next question. What influenced your career goals? Or may I say, who or what?
Daddy did a lot, but I just, something I'm interested in, so give it a try.
Along with your career goals and as far as your 12 years of school life, I know there's probably one individual or maybe more than one that has influenced you personally. Who might that be?
You mean academically?
Or just in your life?
Mom and Daddy. Just their goals and achievements they want me to achieve, and just standard, I guess they set.
And because of that standard, then you have achieved. And they might have pushed you to success, but now that you're 12 years of school life, 4 years of off high school, you're certainly proud of it. And we're proud of you as being an honor graduate. Tell us something about the courses. You're talking about the standards that they set. Tell us about the courses that you've taken in Knox High School that might have, you think, prepared you for your endeavors in college.
Mainly on my advanced classes, I've taken advanced English every year, and I'm great. I took AP, so that helped a lot. And then I've taken higher math, which will help a lot in my pre-med curriculum, and then physics and chemistry will help a lot. Just the higher courses that are offered here.
For my benefit, Amy, as principal of Knox High School, what do you feel like that we may do differently that might help the students?
Maybe offer more advanced science classes, because that just seems like it would help a lot more. We don't have AP science, but we have AP history and English, maybe.
Amy, we appreciate you being on the program with us tonight, and also look forward to hearing from you as far as your success in college and your endeavors after college as far as being in medical school. And hopefully, we may hear you being Dr. Williams #2. Thank you for being on the program, Mom and Dad, and Amy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With us, I'll let her introduce herself and her family.
Hello, I'm Chandra Adams. This is my mother, Belinda Carnley, and my father, David Adams.
Thank you, Chandra, and certainly it's a pleasure to have you with us tonight. I would like to ask you, first of all, what's your plans after graduation?
I plan to go to LBW starting in the fall, and I want to transfer to Troy State and get a computer science degree, and then transfer to Sanford in Birmingham and get a law degree.
Outstanding. As a computer science degree, have you dealt with computers in Knox High School?
No, sir.
You just think you might like it?
I play with mine at home.
Outstanding. And then you want to get a law degree. You plan to be a trial lawyer or
I want to
research lawyer or
criminal law.
criminal law. What influenced those plans? Has someone in your life influenced you to be a lawyer, or you just think it might be?
Well, I
intriguing?
love history, and you do a lot of research in that. So I think I would enjoy it. It's one of my better subjects.
Talking about subjects, as far as subjects you might have taken in Knox High School to prepare you for college life, what are some of the courses that you've taken?
Advanced English under Miss Lucas. that would help a lot. And a lot of the higher math. I took trig. That would help. And that in physics.
Okay. As you reflect upon your 4 years at Knox High School, what might be the most memorable thing that's happened to you in school life?
Oh boy. I really don't know.
That's
That's a.
Quick, loaded question, and didn't have time to think about that one.
I remember, just with my friends. Spending time with my friends.
I mean, that brings about another question. Of all the people in your life, other than maybe your mom or dad, who has influenced you most of all as far as your academic endeavors?
Okay, not family.
Possibly a family, maybe other than mom, or maybe mom or dad.
I would say my grandmother, my mother's mother. She influenced me a lot. She has a great influence on my life.
That's outstanding. Grandmamas are wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Without grandmamas, sometime we'd wonder how this world would stay together. I agree. I'd like to congratulate you having a 92.25 average, taking the courses that you've taken, and now you already have plans to go and pretty much see what you think you want to do in life. We look forward to hearing from you as far as your career goes and the lawyer you might want to be.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Now, you mentioned that you plan to transfer, and you're going to go 1 year or 2 years junior college?
I'm going to go 2.
2 years.
I believe.
One final question. What do you feel like we might do at our high school? And this is for Mr. Pyron's benefit more than anything else. Possibly to benefit other students that we're not doing right now.
I think you should spend a lot more time, getting to know the students themselves and their goals, concentrate on what they want to do in the future and try to help them out as much as possible.
You feel like to strengthen maybe the counseling program?
Possibly.
Thank you for being on the program, Mom and Dad, and we look forward to hearing your
great things, Chandra. Thank you
you.
very much. Of the 12 honor graduates with us, I'll let her introduce her family and her own name.
I'm Melanie Green, and this is my mother Anita and my father Tommy Green.
Well, Melanie, it's been 4 years of exciting life at Opp High School, I'm sure. First of all, I'd like to ask, what's your plans after graduation?
In the summer I'm moving at home, and in the fall I moved to Birmingham. I'm going to Stanford University.
And major in
I'm planning to double major, hopefully, in Spanish and journalism.
Spanish and journalism. Is that because of some influence you might have had in your life?
Yes, I started taking Spanish in 8th grade, and my mother has a minor in Spanish, and she's taught Spanish before. And then when I went to Mexico, that doubled my interest in the language. And I've had 5 years of it. Well, 4 in Independence Day. I'm a teacher assistant for the Spanish teacher this year.
What about journalism?
I love to write. My teachers have encouraged me with essays. When I got good grades and I read them for the class, they would encourage me to keep writing, and I enjoy it.
By the way, you're the editor of the yearbook this year, and I'd like to congratulate you, and you did an outstanding job, and as far as the yearbook looks outstanding. And that went right along with your journalism. So it's a great experience for you as far as your college life that you will be pursuing shortly. What are some of the courses that you've taken that will help in your journalism other than Spanish? I know that you've taken Spanish for a number of years, but in your journalism courses.
Advanced English, definitely, because in the advanced course you write many essays, and that gets you prepared, knowing the English lit and American lit background, because you have to have that when you write. You've got to have a good background in literature as well as grammar.
No, on the honor graduates of 12, 4 of those are teachers' children. And has that made a difference in your life as far as being a student and your mother teaching at Opp High School?
I'm sure the pressures are a little bit doubled because she can find out how you've done before you do. But she doesn't mind about that. Just the encouragement is extra there when your mother is here.
That's another question I want to ask. Who has basically influenced you to be successful academically?
Both of my parents have. I mean, Daddy is very encouraging because he wants me to have all that I can. But Mother, being here at school and prompting me.
Final question. Other than academically, who has influenced you most of all in your life?
I have to say Daddy, because Mother has been there, but Daddy was always there for the extra hand encouraging me because he wanted me to have more than he ever did.
Outstanding. And look forward to reading some writings from journalism. As far as journalism, what form do you want? A newspaper or magazines? So we look forward to hearing from you. And certainly a pleasure to have you and your family on the program with us tonight. Thank you very much, Mel. For our 12 honor graduates from Opp High School, I'll let her introduce herself and her family.
Well, my name is Rita Rogers. This is my mother, Annie Merle. This is my father, Joseph.
Rita, it's a pleasure to have you with us tonight. And as far as you being an honor graduate, congratulations on that. I know the 4 years of reaching the attainment of a 90 average or above is a tough job to do. And you know, you haven't just taken the easy course, you've taken some hard courses. Tell us about some of the courses that you've taken that were very difficult.
Well, I'm not real good at math, and so the hardest course I've ever had is physics. It's science related, but it's math related also, so it's my hardest course I've ever had. I love science, but since it's so math related, that gives me a hard time with it, but I'm hanging in there.
So physics maybe is your toughest course that you've had?
Toughest course.
All right, let's talk about you after graduation now. What's your immediate plans?
Well, I'm taking the summer off, and during the fall, I'm going to MacArthur State. I have a scholarship, full-pay scholarship there, and I'm either going to major in general clerical or cosmetology.
Clerical or cosmetology? Well, you also were on the yearbook staff.
Yes.
And I would like to congratulate you for an outstanding yearbook. You did a very good job, and for how many years? 3 years you were on the staff? And I appreciate your dedication and hard work. But not only are you academically talented, you're talented in other ways as far as singing ability. Do you like to sing?
I love to sing.
And you're good at it.
Thank you.
And the Lord has given you a beautiful voice to sing with. Tell me something. As far as influence that you've had throughout your high school days or your 12 years of education in Ox City School, who has influenced you most of all?
My parents.
What about outside of academics? What outside of just in life itself? Who has played an important part in your life?
My parents.
And that's great. They're there to support you. And that may be why you're here today, because they do care. And you know, I feel like that's where we're lacking in some aspects is the parents and the relationship of mom and dad as far as the students, and some students at Ox High School. One final question is kind of loaded in the fact that if there was something you could change as far as Ox High School that you seem to think is a weakness, what might that be?
Well, it seems like everything is kind of motivated towards the special classes, and we don't have a lot of higher classes like AP biology and things like that. And we have the GAP program, which is for the students who may have a hard time. And I think that if someone is taking all the preparatory college level courses, then they have a hard load, and I think that they should have something, a class or something that they could study in or something like that, because it's hard on somebody if they're preparing for college, if they have a job also like I have outside activities.
So that makes it even more difficult as far as your time
Yes,
that
sir.
you have to put on your
Very
studies.
so.
Well, congratulations to you and your family for being an honor graduate. Look forward to hearing some good things from you. And I want you to always remember us at Ox High School. Thank you, Rita, for being on the program. Honor graduate of the 12 honor graduates we have tonight, and I'll let her introduce herself and her family.
My name is Christie Northrup, and my parents are Mr. and Miss Tommy and Pat Northrup.
Christy, congratulations on being an honor graduate. Tell us what your plans are after, the immediate plans after graduation.
I'm going to go to LBW this summer, and in the fall I'm going to Auburn.
What influenced Auburn?
Well, probably most, my parents both went, and both my sisters, and I've been to the school and I'm familiar with it.
Kind of seems like an Auburn family, right?
Yes.
What's your plans for career?
I'm really undecided right now, but I like math a lot, and I thought about there's so many fields of things in math that you can go into, and I thought about, and I like children a lot. So
You mentioned that you like math a lot. What are the courses you've taken at Ox High School?
I've had Miss Cassidy's been my teacher all 4 years, and I've had trig, geometry, algebra 2, and calculus.
Do you think that's a plus or a minus to having Miss Cassidy all 4 years?
I've enjoyed having her. I've learned a lot from her. Some people say she goes too fast for her, but she's a good teacher.
What do you feel that, I'm going to ask you a question I've asked one of the other students. What do you feel is the reason you're an honor graduate, and as far as the reason you're being successful in school, where others may not have?
For me, probably that it's been expected of me more than anything else from my parents and my sisters having it. You just don't want to fall behind.
Understand. And then the final question I want to ask. What do you feel like, or who has influenced you the most?
My
as far as
parents.
your parents. Is anyone else that you know that's influenced you, or you have a definite feeling that they have influenced your life?
I don't get
Well, Christy, I appreciate you being on the program with us tonight, and we look forward to hearing from you as far as the success at Auburn. And I want to thank you, Mom and Dad, for being with us tonight as well. Thank you very much. Another one of our honor graduates tonight, the salutatorian for the 1990 class. I'll let her introduce herself and her parents.
I'm Melanie Sperlin, and this is my mother, Sarah Sperlin, and my father, Richard Sperlin, is still at work.
At work. Dad has to work being an MD. He has awful hours sometimes. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Melanie, I mentioned that you're a salutatorian with a 97.12 average. That's outstanding. And I congratulate you for those tremendous grades. I do know too that Mom has been real interested in your academic ability and has probably led and guided as well as Dad in your 4 years at Opp High School. Among them, as far as along with them, who else has influenced you possibly as far as your academic ability?
I think it was just something I wanted to do for myself. I wasn't pushed or forced to, you've got to do this now. It was something I wanted to do for myself, mainly.
Outstanding. Tell us what your plans are after graduation, maybe the immediate plans and then your future plans.
This summer I'm going to Europe with Alabama Choral Explosion for 2 weeks, and I'm really excited about that. And in the fall I'm going to the University of Alabama, and I haven't decided what I'm going to study yet.
But you have decided on the University of Alabama.
Yes, sir.
That's outstanding because it's an outstanding school. I'm sure that we will be hearing from Melanie Sperlin. Melanie, I would like to at this time mention something to you that I mentioned to you before, but publicly mention it. And that is that this year you were Opie as our mascot for the cheerleaders and the Bobcats as such. And let me say to you that it was outstanding. You did a great job and probably set a tradition and a standard that we should go by from now on. And I hope that the future Opies do as well or attempt to do as well as you did. And I appreciate it.
I really enjoyed being AP. It was scary at first, but I enjoyed it.
Let's talk about your courses you've taken at Opp High School. I know you just haven't taken the run-of-the-mill courses that are most difficult. Tell us some of the courses you've taken, possibly ones that you feel like that maybe benefited you most of all toward your college life in the future.
I've taken 4 AP classes, and they've all four of them have been hard, but I think that those are probably what have done me the most good. The AP English, I've had 2 years of that, and AP Calculus and AP History.
Would you recommend that the college students of the future to take that prepare themselves for college to take AP courses?
Yes, sir, I would.
Very demanding, though, however.
Very much so.
Okay, we talked that you have that inner drive, that inner self-feeling that you must succeed. Tell me, what do you feel like we at Opp High School might do that might be a weakness that we might could correct? And this is for my benefit more so than anyone else, that you feel possibly we could do a little better job.
I would think maybe to offer more help to kids that are in the advanced curriculum, maybe offer more advanced classes so that we would be better ready to compete when we get to college, and then give more time, like if we had an hour to study, like some of the other programs do, that would help.
Understand?
Because
Time
most
is
of us have a lot
an
of
essence when you have
extracurricular.
hard courses, right? My final question is, if you had 4 years to go at Opp High School, what would you do differently?
I would probably be in the band if I had it to do over, because I really enjoy music.
And you also sing very pretty too.
Thank you.
You have a beautiful voice. Congratulations to you once again, and your mom and dad that's busy. We look forward to hearing from you, Melanie, and you've been an outstanding student at Opp High School, and if I had every student as Melanie Sperlin, I would have no problems whatsoever. Thank you very much. The valedictorian of the Opp High School class, and I'll let her introduce herself and her parents.
I'm Andrea, Dyan, Richberg, and this is my mother, Glenda Richberg, and my father, Mark Richberg.
Andy, as we know you, you have a 97.35 average, which is outstanding, and I congratulate you for that. Tell me something, what your immediate plans are after graduation.
Well, I plan to go to Enterprise State Junior College for a year to increase my science and math background, and then transfer to Auburn and major in aerospace engineering.
And it's my understanding you have a scholarship to Enterprise,
Yes, sir, tuition and books.
and that is for an academic scholarship.
Yes.
Outstanding. As far as your 4 years at Opp High School with a 97.35 average, is there a possibility of making a B? Did you all make straight A's? You had to, right?
Did I make straight?
You did not make a B at all.
Yes,
I mean,
did.
there was no possibility of making A's or A pluses. It's about all you could make,
Oh,
right?
right, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you. Tell us something about the courses that you've taken while you've been in high school, as far as might help you in your endeavors as aerospace engineer.
I've taken chemistry, physics, and math through calculus. AP calculus.
And you feel very confident as far as going into the college mathematics program.
Yes, sir.
Why have you're going from Enterprise to Auburn? Why are you going to Enterprise, first of all? I know they offer you a scholarship. Is that one reason?
That's one, and then to increase my background in math and science before going to Auburn to kind of make it easier.
Enterprise has a very good reputation as far as academics, and as far as being able to go to any school. As far as I know, they certainly have that background as far as being able to give a quality education. What would you do differently if you had 4 years remaining? Would you change anything that you've done in the last 4 years?
Well, I worried a little too much about my grades, and that stress was just really a lot for me. I wouldn't have worried about it so much.
Okay, that brings up another point, Andy. Possibly who has influenced you academically through your 4 years? Who in your life has influenced you?
My parents.
Does mother worry as much as you do about your grades?
Pretty much. She tries
Well,
to help me out every now and then.
It's paid off, and it's certainly an honor to be a valedictorian of 127 graduating class, and you being the top student, the #1 student, and I congratulate you for that. We look forward to hearing from you from Auburn University being successful. By the way, I mentioned as well to another student, is it difficult being, since your mom's a teacher at Off High School, is it difficult being a teacher's child? Does it make a difference?
Yes, it does. She finds out the grades I make usually before I do.
That's the same answer the other student gave me.
That makes it difficult.
Beyond that, is the
Different.
expectant a little higher, you think, because you are a teacher's child?
Definitely. I'm not to get in trouble, and I'm supposed to make the best grades possible.
Andy, I'm going to ask you a question more or less for my benefit. What do you think maybe, is there a weakness in our curriculum, or is there a weakness in Off High School that possibly you see that should be changed?
I don't see a weakness. I think the courses that are offered are really college preparatory, and they're what we need.
Thank you, Andy, and for your mom and dad. I appreciate y'all being on the program with us tonight, and we look forward, as I said, to hearing from you in the future at Auburn, and possibly even flying some spaceships or something. Thank you very much. I have with us another honor graduate of the 12 honor graduates from Off High School, and I'll let her introduce herself and her family.
I'm Katie Loggins, and this is my mother, Jenny Loggins, and my father, Tim Loggins.
Katie, you have a 95.67 average, which is outstanding. And over 4 years of high school life, certainly it's very difficult to keep that kind of average up. But certainly you've done quite well. And what are some of the courses you've taken that has been very difficult in high school level?
Calculus, definitely calculus. It prepares you completely for college. English is always hard for me, and advanced English is just a little bit harder. And physics right now is one of the hardest subjects. I'm making it pretty good.
Those are 3 loaded courses right there as far as physics, advanced English, and calculus. In taking those courses, what are your immediate plans after high school?
I'm going to attend Auburn University starting June 18th, and I'm going to be majoring in textile engineering.
And it's my understanding that you have a scholarship.
Yes,
to
sir.
attend Auburn University.
Yes, sir.
And that's with the textile engineering department.
Yes, sir.
What's it consist of?
It's the Comer Foundation Scholarship, and it's $2,500 a year for 4 years.
Now, did you have to apply for that scholarship, or was it an academic grant?
I had to apply. They looked at your grades, your leadership abilities, and you had to have 2 reference letters.
Another comment about that, why textile engineering?
Well, the field's just opening. It has wonderful opportunities. You start off with a great salary, and it's really a very interesting industry.
Looks as though you've done a lot of research on it.
Yes, sir. I've toured the building at least 3 times. It's really interesting.
Okay. Your mom and your dad both are college graduates, and I know they've influenced you in your high school career. And now we're going to college, and I'm sure they will be as influential. But possibly, who else might have been an influence in your life personally, maybe outside the academic realm? But on top of your head, is that a...
My family has influenced me in medicine. They really have.
All right. What if you had the opportunity to go back 4 years back? What would you do differently?
I don't know. I've had such a great time. I don't think I've really missed out on anything. I've always tried to stay involved. I would probably stay a little bit harder. I've enjoyed my years.
Okay, I might mention as well that, you know, with the extracurricular activities that you've been involved in, that being cheerleader, of course, makes it even more difficult for the time that you have to spend as far as studying aspect. That means the 95.67 average even exceeds that as far as my... I understand that people that study will make real well, if that's all they do. But when you have a well-rounded individual that studies and also participates in extracurricular activities, it makes it even more an honor when you have such a 95-point average. So congratulations on that once again. My final question, okay? What do you feel is the reason that you have succeeded when the others do not?
I think I've been brought up to have more ambition. I've always been taught that college has always been part of my future, and I know that it's there, and I'm looking forward to it, and it just makes me want to strive to reach that.
Now, the final part of that last question. Did that start 4 years ago, or did it start when you were at a younger age?
Younger age, all my life.
All your life, since you was in first grade, and second grade, and third grade,
Before that,
ambition
I was
there.
reading before that. I've always been taught ever since I can remember.
As far as all the assets that you have, and you made a comment, it makes me want to ask another question. Mathematically, ability in English, or whatever you made about the reading ability. Is that one of your greatest assets? You like to read?
I love to read. English is not my favorite subject because I don't like to write, but I like the grammar part, and I love reading. I spend probably more of my time reading these days than I do on my schoolwork.
I've said earlier, my last question, this will be my last one. Okay? If you had something to leave as far as information to other students, let's say in the 9th grade, what would you tell them tonight?
To take the hard courses, to never give up on your dreams, always strive to be your best.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. We look forward to hearing from you in textile engineering. Thank you. As far as meet the honor graduates for the class of 1990, it's been our pleasure meeting them and interviewing them tonight, and hopefully that you've enjoyed it as well as we have. And we look forward to this graduating class and looking at the successes that they will provide in the future. Once again, thank you for viewing tonight. From Mott High School, this is Buddy Piper.